killing her. She still lived at Cowboy Wines, and she felt surrounded, absolutely surrounded by her father's perfidy. So she was going to run away to Portland, take a job at a different ranch, maybe lose her virginity to Donovan. No, she was definitely going to lose her virginity to Donovan. For Christmas. And she would forget all about Jericho and the fact that she thought he was hot, and the fact that he had devastated her by buying the winery. The winery that had been her only dream, her only goal for as long as she could remember. She'd knuckled down and worked the land, worked it till her knuckles bled, the same as the rest of them, for years. And now, it was gone. To add insult to injury, she still thought he was hot, even while furious with him, even while he took a new woman into his bed practically every night. Which didn't matter. She didn't care about that. She didn't care, because she didn't actually want to date him. She just wanted to climb him like a tree. And who didn't? Honestly, he was incredibly beautiful. Tall, broad, and well-muscled. Sin in cowboy boots, and in a cowboy hat, and a tight t-shirt. And as much as she would like to actually be sick of cowboys, it was kind of her aesthetic. She'd lost her mother when she was only 13, and it had stuck with her. There was something about the loss that was a lot like the bottom of the world had fallen out, and she'd done her best to cling to what she could. She had her dad, she had her brothers, and the most important thing to her had been to fit in with them. She knew that dealing with her and her grief had been hard for her dad, so she'd done her best to be more stoic. She'd pushed off her desire to experiment with makeup or clothes or anything like that. She'd become the cowgirl she needed to be. But it hadn't gotten her anywhere. Now she was ready for something else, to see what else she could do and be. Donovan was different. He was sophisticated. The place he ran was an equine facility. It wasn't a ranch. She wouldn't be a ranch hand. She would be a horse trainer. She would be fancy. She would be free. She would not be a virgin. If her father didn't think that she needed a winery, then she didn't need to be around them. That made her heart clench tight. She wasn't going to fall out with her family. Not entirely. Her mother had died when she was so young, and her father had taken good care of her. But he just didn't understand having a daughter. He loved her. She knew that. No matter how difficult things had been around the time of her mother's death, she did know that. But it didn't occur to him that she might want a piece of this place, even though she had worked it most of her life. And her brothers, they were pains in the butt. They really were. But they loved her. She needed distance, though. She so badly needed distance. And she had a plan to get it. She picked up her phone and looked at the message. "What's your estimated date of arrival?" "I was thinking the week of Christmas." She was actually thinking she'd leave tomorrow. That was what she was thinking. Leaving tomorrow. Getting out. Getting gone. Pulling off the Band-Aid. She had never missed Christmas with her family before. But this was part of her defiance. She wasn't going to consult them on her leaving. She was going to go. She was going to do whatever she wanted. She didn't need to ask their permission, and she hadn't. She hadn't told them any of what she was thinking, or let them know how furious she was, because why would she? Her dad didn't want to deal with her emotions anyway. Plus, he was rarely around anymore. She had no idea what was going on with him, but he was never home. Her brothers were married now, and to the Maxfields at that, which meant they would be off doing things at their fancy winery, or worse, expecting her to join them. It wasn't that she didn't like her sisters-in-law. They were just a lot. A whole lot. Cricket was her age. She supposed they ought to be friends. It was just... She had a difficult time thinking about how she was going to cozy up to a girl who was sleeping...